of German-Indian marriage. That is by itself very impressive, and I'm very happy that the true romance still exists. You've been mentioning that you had ups and downs, like in every marriage, but you're convinced it's not due to the culture, but due to your personality. My question in this scenario, or for your marriage, is now, what were the main differences you could, or did you even feel differences between the German and Indian culture in the marriage?
Well, I only have one. I can only speak about marriage. I cannot say anything about marriages in India. So I think this marriage with Indian boys, men, they go very well. It was not there was perhaps a difference if both of them give very much importance to religion. And that was not the case in our matrimony, so it was not so problem. And marriages, Indian and German, they could not stand for long days because of the emphasis very much their own culture, but that wasn't the case. And I know many married matrimonies.
Thank you very much. She just mentioned, added that she can highly recommend any Indian-German marriages if someone is thinking about it. From someone with experience, it's highly recommended. Dr. Shazia, was the fact that you and your husband are from two different countries a topic before you got married? Did you talk about it, or did you question each other? Made it a topic?
Well, we met in a neutral country, so we met in France. So he was not at home and I was not at home. So that worked, that helped. And I think we didn't really think about it. We just thought we'll just go for it and we'll see how it works. And it's worked till now.
So, I met my husband at university party, very millennial of me. So, I was more concerned about my family accepting it than me, because for me, I'm comparatively broad-minded to my parents, yeah? So I was more concerned about whether my parents would accept. There's a saying in India, when you marry marriages in India isn't just between a man and a woman, it's between the families of the man and the woman. So I was more concerned about my family and about how I was going to tell them about my husband, my then boyfriend, so that was my biggest concern at that point.
So family was of importance, and that makes me wonder, did you get an allowance, for example, from your family before you got married in each of your cases? Did you ask either the German or the Indian side to allow your intercultural marriage? Who would like to start? I'm giving you the question into the round.
No, I expected about to marry. But when they came to Newman, they were very happy with them, and they appreciated them very much. The one problem we had was my father, he asked me, and what religion? So my husband said, I have none. My father was so shocked. He said, man without any religion, what is this? I mean, he didn't have any idea how different the religions are, but that he has no religion, that was very strange to me. Oh, we are Protestant? Yes. And very religious people. But I'm not one. I am out of religion and my husband. So that was nice.
Interesting. We just heard that actually in Heide's marriage, The father of Heide was the one who was suspicious and had concerns because her Indian husband didn't have any religion at all. That is very different from, for example, the case I'm more used to, where it's normally the Southeast Asian part that is more concerned about religion. But it's very interesting to hear that the case also happens the other way around. How is it in your cases?
When we thought that we wanted to get married, I remember very well the conversation that we had. We called up my parents, my husband's, my then boyfriend and my now husband's parents, and we called my parents. And my parents-in-law said, "Oh, they are so happy, and they're delighted that we're getting married." And when we said that to my parents, they said, "Agreed." And Bernd was a little stunned. He said, "Why did they say agreed?" He said, "Yeah, because for me it was not informing my parents that I want to get married. It was about asking their permission." And yeah, so there was really a big difference in how we saw how these simple phone calls, what these simple phone calls meant to both of us.
And that was surprising to your husband that it was so important to you that you actually wanted your parents?
Yes.
How was it then, if I'm allowed to ask something so intimate, how was it for the German family you married into? Was it even a topic? Did he even consult his parents?
The thing is that we were at an age where everybody was actually happy that we're getting married. So I was about 30, he was about 40, and everybody was just happy that we're getting married and nobody asked too many questions.
That's a great advantage for you. I'm also counting on that part. Podium, did you get an allowance from your parents? And we talked a little beforehand, and I was very surprised to hear what a gentleman your husband is.
Yes, he actually surprised me as well, because he actually asked my parents for my hand, and that's something that really impressed my parents, and I'm glad he's old school about that. And yeah.
And can I just ask how exactly did that happen? Because I understood your husband is German and you met in Germany in university, so did he call your parents? Did he go all the way to India to meet your parents? Did you know that he's going to ask your parents for your hand?
Yes, so he was aware that if he does propose to me, it's my answer doesn't matter. If I say yes, the next step would have to be to ask my parents. So he just took it to the next step. My mother was here. And so he invited her over to his parents' house, and his parents were there as well. And made a very bold move and asked me to marry him, and asked my mother for my hand, and then eventually also spoke to my dad, because my dad wasn't here at that point, he was in India. But yeah, I'm really glad he did that. I think my parents were impressed with that.
So after we had asked my parents, we went to India to talk about all of that. Then he memorized a line in Hindi to ask them, "Can I please marry your daughter?" And that really impressed them. So they were really happy that he had made the effort to learn that one line. So of course now he can speak more than one line. He's been learning Hindi for the past many years. But that was...
That brings me to another point. First of all, actually, it's really touching to be all, and thank you so much. I can't express how honored I am that you're sharing these very intimate experiences you have. My next question would be language. Did you learn each other's language, or do you speak English in your daily life? How is it, for example, in parenting? Are you a bilingual household, trilingual household, or did you agree to one language in the household?
Well, I tried to learn Bengali, but my husband was not interested because it is very difficult to learn it, the writing, everything. And when I go to India, we speak English because the whole family speaks English. And actually, they didn't expect that I should learn Bengali because for that the conversation would be very, I think, slow going, and so they preferred that I speak in English. German, yes.
So when we first met, we spoke in English because we were in France and I didn't speak a word of German and he didn't speak a word of Hindi, and so English was the main language. But when we wanted to get married and I knew that my future was with a German man, then I started learning German immediately. And now I teach in German, so it has worked. And he is learning Hindi, so he can converse very well in Hindi. So of course you don't need too much Hindi, you can also go along with English, but yeah, please make the effort to do it. And our children are bilingual, German and English. I speak English and he speaks German.
So since I met when I was in university, I just done my basic German because I needed it. I wanted to work here, so I knew I have to learn German, not just because, I didn't actually imagine that I'd be marrying him, but for my own personal growth, I needed to learn German. But German isn't easy. So we speak English, but I am learning German. It's hard, but I'll get there someday. And I don't have kids, so I don't know how it's going to be. And hopefully they'll be trilingual. Maybe I speak to them in my mother tongue and he speaks to them in German. I do think they'll pick up German anyway when they go to school. English, yeah.
Thanks for sharing. I'm actually also living in a relationship, not yet a marriage, where we're both not sharing the same mother tongue, so we speak English. And something I stumbled upon is sometimes you encounter when both of you are not speaking your mother tongue, when it comes to very passionate things, like for example a fight or expressing your feelings, stuff that you're very used to in your mother tongue, but not in another language, gets a little tricky, it's a little harder to process and to verbalize. And I found something very interesting beforehand. Humor, the sense of humor is very cultural. And Pulam shared that she also has made some experience with her husband when it comes to humor. Would you mind sharing?
I don't know if this applies to all the Germans in the room, I'm sorry guys, but you are comparatively more serious. This is very much the case with my husband, so he actually tells me something funny, but he says it with a really straight face, so I don't actually know that he's trying to tell me a joke, and I'm just staring at him, and then he goes, "That was a joke." I go, "Oh, okay." I'm too scared to laugh.
It's something I've heard of so many Indian German, but also international, especially international German marriages, that Germans are not funny, or they are saying something serious, but they're not changing their mimic or their gesture, their body language, if they're serious or if they're making jokes. So it's scary. Well, what you just said, that it's sometimes scary. Yes, exactly. How was the opposite perspective as a German?
And the Indian jokes I don't understand. Most jokes I understand very well. So when I'm in India, in the language, and they start laughing, and I laugh as well because it was a test. And just when I laugh, there's a language. But what I want to say, I know many mathematics, because Indians and learning, they were not interested, but we learned the language. We started, but they were not interested. And the point is, I mean, in India, we have so many different languages. And Calcutta, we speak Bengali, and so you think, yes, we don't okay, next time. That is the problem. And they were not interested. They didn't support us. My son and I, we tried, and my husband said, "Oh, okay, English is better. So we left.
So everybody on stage could laugh with their husbands from the beginning. So I guess love also here builds a bridge. Before coming to the next topic, I would actually like to ask the audience for a tiny bit of participation. How many in this room have a migrational background? That anybody with foreign parents, you're first or second generation? That is a vast majority. How many of you are biculturally married? So married to someone who is not from your home country. So bicultural marriages don't seem to be a new topic for all of you. And something that is not unavoidable, but in many cases a topic in bicultural marriages, for example, my parents, is having children. And as soon as you have children, you're confronted with the fact that you might have completely different ideas of what your values are, how important family might be for you, and what kind of expectation you have from your children. I think for example, my very conservative Indonesian mother, having a teenage German girl in Germany was a horror show. And I think because she really couldn't grasp that for a German teenager, freedom going out is such a normal scenario. So I'm curious, Heidi, you have children with your husband. Can you just tell us how many and how parenting biculturally was for you?
Also, we are concerned because we married at our age. It took a lot of time to decide to marry. I went to India, we thought to live in India, but my husband said no. So we married. So please, but he is. At the beginning, he was not so interested in India because the stories about India at that time were very sad. Only the poverty they showed, and he didn't want to see this, and he was not interested in India. But now he is very much interested in India. His wife is very much interested in India, and even our friends. But it took time, really, because at that time it was really bad. Only bad pictures and films about India. Loads.
So I think I just say something in German. Ich habe 3 Kinder mit Migrationshintergrund und ich bin sehr stolz, dieser Hintergrund zu sein. And this Hintergrund is there in every aspect in our lives. So we see this Indo-German nature of our household, of our life, of the way we raise our children everywhere. So even if we have spaghetti bolognese at home, it has a bit of curry in it. And even if we have any Indian curry, then it has a bit of German touch in it. So I think we're really living a fusion life, an Indo-German life. Yes. For example, going to bed. So Indian children just go to bed when they feel sleepy. But German children, they have a set time and a set ritual to go to bed. And I realized that the German way was the better way for me, so I adopted that. But on the other hand, for example, when they were really small, then some of my German friends would say, oh, if he's crying, let him cry. He will learn that if he cries a bit and nobody comes to him, he will stop crying. So it will teach him some discipline. But that's something I couldn't do. So I always went to my child and took her. So there were always these contested norms, and then I had to choose which one I take. And finally I chose the one that best suited that moment. And that's how my life has been for the past 15 years. Yes, the bedtime story is typically German. So Papa sings songs and reads a story before the children go to bed, which is not what my father did.
I don't really have any children yet.
But I mean, if you've been talking about it, or if it has crossed your mind, how important, for example, your heritage and forwarding your values that you brought from Bangalore, I think it was, onto your children, or maybe even the question, are you going to have, can I ask if you're planning to have children?
Yes, not right now,
But would you raise them in Germany, or would you go to India, or does that really not matter to you?
Most likely, it seems like we're going to stay in Germany, so I'm prepared for some shocks to come my way. But yeah, I mean, I just want to give them the best of both worlds, best values from both. After a point, they're going to be old enough to decide for themselves. And more than anything, I just want them to be good human beings. So, yeah, that's what's most important to me right now. But maybe when I'm a mother, it's probably going to change. I don't know. Let's see. Fingers crossed.
That leads me to the next question. How is it for you? What is the perspective? Are you planning to stay in Germany for long term? Did you have phases? I heard that you met actually in France, so you had phases where you've been living both abroad. What is your long-term perspective? Are you interested in settling in one place, or what about your spouses and yourself? Are you interested in going back to India at some point?
So when we started dating a long time ago, we said that we would always leave the option open of moving to India and spending some time there, working there. And now we have 3 children, so things are a little bit more complicated, but the option is still there. I could imagine living in India.
So I'm an only child. So although for now it feels like I'm going to be settled here for quite a while, I think when my children have grown up, after a point I will have to go back to India for maybe a short while to take care of my parents, because they're really old and they are my responsibility. So just take care of them. I will go back to India.
It's very noble of you, and I heard you're the only child, so I'm also the only child with only choice when it comes to that. Something, if you're not willing to answer this question, I totally understand, but was there anything in your marriages or in your relationships that was difficult, being married to someone who's either from Germany or from India, that you never expected before because it didn't even cross your mind, like a habit, maybe a food, maybe a taste in music?